out here. We're digging this center post for support for the second floor of the loft and the pole barn because I couldn't find any trusses. Everybody's like booked until next year. So yeah, I was supposed to have the camera out for these first two holes. Hold that thought. Monologue to follow. Okay, yeah, so we're digging the holes for the center support beams to support the loft that we're going to be putting in the pole barn. Because we couldn't find trusses. Trusses are like out till next year. So what we're going to do, put in a second floor, put in a rafter system, collar ties, all the good stuff. And if you saw me almost take that gentleman out with the backhoe, he's now seeing the same problems that I found with swinging hard to the left. Always stirring trouble to the left. As an aside, we're just going to do this right here. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys something else. So we've got our barrier here as the outside wall of the barn, and we're going to fill this cavity here with insulation. What we're doing here is we have a thermal break. So if you can see, there's a space between these boards. And there's a reason these 2x4s are flat instead of up and down, is because it's just helping to hold all the insulation together. But this thermal break means that the cold can seep all the way through this wood up until this point, and then it stops. Same with the outside, the cold will seep in through the solid mass till this point, and it stops, and it can't travel through. That thermal break will help keep the heat inside this barn better than if it was solid all the way through to the end. And I thought that was a really cool idea. So, I don't know, maybe it's just standard practice out there in the real world. Maybe not, but I thought it was cool. So, I was interested to show everybody. It's coming along. Today we have all the lumber, the posts, the sonotubes, the big feet to make the bottom of the base. All that's being delivered today, and hopefully the battens for the siding as well. So exciting times are coming. I don't know how fast we'll be able to get this barn up, but I've already had the roofing has been called on, and we're ordering the roofing in. We got the loft and the posts coming in now. So we got concrete to go down. We got the support beams to go in. We can start building the trusses for the floor. What I'd like to get though is we'll get the beams in, have the concrete poured for the floor, and then we'll start with the floor. I get a little excited and get ahead of myself. Well done. So that knot is the 20-foot mark. Right. That knot is the good mark. So it's kind of perfect.
So now we are refilling the holes so we can put the center beams in. And I am probably making a lot of people mad and angry that I'm walking around the site barefoot. But if there was nails and stuff out, I wouldn't be, but I prefer to be barefoot. Bucket. Put your shovel over. There, yeah. No. Get up underneath. Yeah, there you go. And if he lifts it, nope.
Try again.
Nope. He's got to go about another couple inches under. Okay, now tip it in. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Woo! So this morning we got up and got ready for the day, and Mike went to go look for something in his closet and there was a box in there and it was completely covered in mold. So we knew there was condensation. We tried to combat that. We have all these little damp tramps up everywhere, and we've tried to keep a window open to let some of the moisture out just a little bit. We've had furnace going, we've had a radiator kind of heat. We've opened cupboard doors. We're just having a really big issue with humidity. And the hope is once this trailer's in the pole barn that we the fire will help to dry everything out, because we're going to heat the pole barn with a fire and a wood stove. And so, yeah, just one of those things that I already had a million things on my plate, and now there's a million and one, but that one is kind of precedent, so you have to put everything else on the back burner. So, but here is what I'm doing right now. Bubba is eating. So, underneath the sink, there was quite a bit of moisture, so I pulled everything out, wiped it all down, and I'm going to organize that. I have my stove fan going, my bathroom fan going. We always knew that in here, and I pulled everything out from that was sitting on the floor of our cupboard, and even behind our bed has moisture. So I have this window open to kind of let some of the moisture get out. I have the heat turned up a little bit, but yeah, this is where we're at. So there's nothing on the floors. So well, I haven't got up here yet, but even up there, because it's touching the cupboard, that will hold moisture. Another area we noticed that's having a lot of moisture is right in here. Yeah, see, even the bed is damp a little bit. It's not bad, could just be cold, but Mike noticed last night that it was wet. So I have the entire trailer just torn apart right now, seeing where all of the spots were. But I'll tell you, that's my laundry to go get done. I'll tell you, did I have something like this here I gotta throw out, because that's all covered in mold. And I mean, I have the damp traps. I have the damp traps. Did I say that earlier too?
Yes!
Everywhere. Like, I have one there. I have two underneath here. I have one in each cupboard door. I have three up in here. I have one right there. I have another one right there. And I did have some in our closets as well. I even have one in the bathroom behind the toilet, or beside the toilet. So we're just dealing with extra humidity. And every morning I go around and wipe the windows for the most part. I mean, I've missed a couple days. Oh, another thing we noticed. Let me take you over. So we wanted privacy. Well, I know, and I wrecked the blind by letting it down, because I cut it because it was really knotted. So I got to find a way to tie it back up. But we wanted privacy because, you know, right out our window there. All along, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but we noticed all along in here. So that's what I'm going to be conquering today. Mike's outside. I think right now he is leveling out the area for where we're going to put our slab for the actual cabin. The pole barn build, in case I didn't already say this, I know, no, I didn't say this, or neither did Mike in a video. The pole barn is back on. We're allowed to build the loft. We got the approval, so it was just a quick amendment to the plans that we had already submitted. So that is awesome news. So that pole barn, God willing, should be up within 2 weeks. We are just waiting on some material. They were working on it again today, but they're waiting for 2x12s or 2x8s, I think, for structure for the flooring. We have most of the wood, but some of it wasn't delivered. And then we also have to wait for some plywood. So Mike is leveling out the ground. The boys did do some work on the pole barn today, but we're just waiting for materials. And other than that, the pole barn should be up in 2 weeks. This week is a very busy week as well. I noticed in the forecast that the temperatures are just dropping. Let me see. So today is a high of 7 degrees Celsius, which is round about 14 plus 30 is 44. So about 44 Fahrenheit, give or take a couple numbers there. Tomorrow and Wednesday though is supposed to be really nice. So today's Monday for us. So tomorrow and Wednesday is supposed to be really nice. High is 17, which would be 34, 64. So that's not too bad. And then the temperatures go back down again. So the hustle is on to try to get at least the slab done. It has to be done before the ground freezes. So there's that. Oh, I just have to show you guys. So I had a hard time getting this, but it is something that I'm gonna have to take my time learning. And I want to thank some other YouTubers. I don't have all of their names in front of me, but I put a question out into a group that we're in on Facebook about what laptop I should get because it was time for me to upgrade. Mike's laptop was really old. Like, it brought me through school. So it's like 7 years old. And actually, it might even be like 8 years old. But anyways, his laptop was just like, no. And then the laptop I bought for video editing was a gaming laptop. I wanted to make the switch to a MacBook, and so I did. I've never had a MacBook. I've only ever had an iPhone once in my life. So I was really worried about the switch, and there are some things that I'm definitely gonna have to get used to. But it took a lot for me to buy this. I don't ever like spending this much money, and it took a lot for me to buy this. And I took at least 6 weeks to think about it. So, but I got it, and that came within the last few days, and so far I'm doing really well. I love it. So I also got it with the editor that not iMovie, ProLogic, or I can't remember the name of the editor. It is extremely advanced compared to what I'm used to. So I've been watching videos on that, and I'm gonna have to get used to it, but not right away, but later on. Once I get the hang of it, it's going to totally up my editing game. So I'm gonna go outside and see what Mr. Mike is doing.
I found a big rock.
Oh, come on.
It's the stuff you find when you're digging in the dirt. You find big rocks.
I see that. And the chickens, I don't think they're finding any bugs or nothing, but they like it all the same.
Just about at that point where I gotta move, because I've dug all this up and kind of got it to about grade. There's one big rock right there, and I don't know if I can get it out.
Oh, right here. So what are you doing? Just digging then, or?
Yeah, we're waiting on because the delivery's on its way.
Oh, is it?
The floor is coming.
Woohoo! All right, well, I'll leave you to it then.
All right,